Hey everybody, Michael Cunman coming to you today to talk about the new Stealth driving irons that have just landed in store at Perth Golf Centre for fittings and Perth Golf Online, ready to be sent out to your door and hopefully to lower your scores as well. Now there's two different styles in this. We've got the DHY and the Udi, and all I wanted to do was kind of talk to you about which one or what both models do and how they will benefit particular golfers. So we talk about the Udi first. So the Udi is a slightly smaller profile head, a little bit more of a, well, TaylorMade classified as a tour inspired feel. Where they structure the center of gravity in this is designed to be a lower, more penetrating ball flight and easier to shape the shots as well. So generally for that lower handicap golfer, a little bit of a higher club head speed, someone that needs to kind of get that a little bit more of a lower penetrating ball flight to control it out of the wind, get some good distance as well. And then you've got the DHY. So as you'll see here, slightly different shape in these two models as well. The DHY is a slightly larger style head. It does kind of cross between a driving iron and also almost a hybrid. It's definitely not large in any way. Definitely aesthetically looks very pleasing, but you will notice that especially when you have it down on the ground, the back portion of the club just does stick out a little bit. So it does look more forgiving, and the way they've kind of designed this one is to provide a little bit more forgiveness in the head, a little bit of a higher, more forgiving ball flight for those golfers that love the longer irons. They like striking them, they get their hands ahead, they get really good compression, but they want more of a driving iron versus a hybrid or a fairway wood, something in that longer end of the bag, but gives them that nice consistent ball flight, penetrating ball flight. As I said, a little bit more forgiveness than the Udi. So as I say, you can definitely tell the difference between these two just aesthetically. More of a blade style kind of iron, a little bit more of a cavity back style iron, but again, going to benefit that kind of low to mid-range handicap. We still have a little bit of speed in their swing to get the golf ball airborne. Now, when we talk about the specs on these two, the Udi comes in a 2, a 3, and a 4, whereas the DHY comes in a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So there's plenty of options there between both of them, which we can kind of manufacture in our bag, depending on how many clubs we want in that top end. And also from a shaft perspective, stock-wise, again, these can always be adjusted. Comes standard with the Ascent shaft, slightly lighter versions in the DHY, slightly heavier versions in the Udi, and again that just tends to come down to the design of the head and also the club speed that it's probably more suitable for in that target audience there. Again, like I said, they can be adjusted if required when they're custom ordered. And the cool thing about this as well, which I didn't even know until that came in, that's a good catch there, I didn't even know until it came in, they come standard with a SuperStroke grip. Don't see these on a lot of clubs at the moment, but SuperStroke grips are pretty amazing actually. They took over the market in the putter grips, and they have had normal kind of standard iron and wood grips out for a while. They're trying to get into that market with the Golf Prides and the Lambkins, and as I said, the quality of these grips are amazing as well. So they look cool, a little red cap at top. It's just a standard rubber grip, but as I said, yeah, you might be a little bit surprised when you do pick these up and you see the SuperStroke grip on, but again, excellent grip, great quality. Going to be very suitable for a lot of players out there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to hit a couple of shots, give you a bit of a understanding of what the different ball flights will be between these two. So I've got a DHY2 and a Udi 2 as well. So theoretically this Udi with this slightly heavier shaft, different loft and different profile should be a little bit lower. This DHY, a little bit of a higher launch, a little bit more forgiving off the face, which is probably what I need. So I'm going to hit a few shots now, see how it goes. So interestingly enough, hitting a couple of shots there. I only hit 3 of each. I didn't delete any shots actually, so I struck them all pretty good, or good for me. The DHY, which is the slightly larger head, probably travelled a little bit lower, interesting, but was also a lot more forgiving. I got a lot more ball speed off of the DHY than I did the UDI. Again, the UDI for me, probably from a strike perspective, I didn't strike it as good. And again, being that that smaller profile head, a little less forgiving, I don't think I got the ball speed out of it. So if we look at some average data down the bottom here, smash factor on the UDI, smash factor of 1.46, which is pretty good. So it's fairly centered, but an average of kind of 198 total, 198 carry, 220 total. Which is, again, not too bad. I'm reasonably happy with that. But then if we jump into the DHY, 1.48 smash factor, ball speed's gone up, got a 207 carry and a 237 average. Which again, for me, that's kind of a no-brainer. So potentially, this is actually an X-Flex shaft in this 2-iron in the UDI. Maybe a little bit too strong for me, a little bit too heavy, and I wasn't able to kind of control that impact as well, which got me a little bit of a misstrike there and wasn't able to get the ball where I needed to. So it's got a fairly heavy stiff in the DHY. Was able to kind of get through the impact a little bit better, a little bit more forgiving, and definitely a lot more consistent going through there as well, which is awesome. And again, that's what you want out of a club. You want to make sure that even if you don't hit those great shots all the time, you have something that's reliable. It's going to get you down the fairway. It's going to get you traveling as far as it can go anyway. So definitely worth a check out. The new TaylorMade Stealth DHY and UDI, available for fittings at Perth Golf Centre and available for sale online at Perth Golf Online. So thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel for up-to-date content. We've got a bunch of coaching information, we've got a bunch of fitting information and clubbing and equipment information coming out, and we're going to keep posting content as much as we can, and hopefully, as we said, you enjoy everything we put on. So feel free to comment below. Any questions, please feel free to let us know as well.